10, I'm Jenny He. Unification Minister nominee Hong Yong-pyo was questioned regarding South Korea's major policies on North Korea at a confirmation hearing today. Hong stressed that South Korea would only consider lifting its so-called May 24th sanctions if the North took proper steps to assume responsibility for its torpedoing of the South Korean naval warship Cheonan in 2010. Regarding civic groups' launch of anti-Pyongyang leaflets across the border, Hong vowed to make efforts to ensure the issue will not create conflicts with the North. The nominee also said he would consider sending a special envoy to North Korea. Lawmakers of the main opposition New Politics Alliance for Democracy grilled him on the allegations of his reuse of his own academic papers and real estate tax evasion. The South Korean and Colombian defense chiefs held talks today to discuss regional security situations and signed an agreement to deepen bilateral defense ties, according to Seoul's defense ministry. During the meeting in Seoul, South Korean Defense Minister Han Min-woo and his Colombian counterpart Juan Carlos Pinzon exchanged opinions on regional security circumstances, including on the Korean peninsula. They also discussed ways to develop cooperative ties in military and defense industry fields such as cybersecurity. Pinzon arrived here on Tuesday for a 3-day visit. He is then scheduled to head to Japan before returning home. Following the meeting, the two chiefs signed a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, on defense cooperation. In local news, the Busan Water Authority, or BWA, has announced that it found no radioactive substances in desalinated water from Kijang-gun. The Water Quality Research Institute of the BWA explained that 33 harmful substances, including iodine and cesium, were not detected, while radon, a radioactive substance, was detected but within natural limits. As a result, the BWA will move forward with its plan to supply desalinated water beginning in April, even with strong resistance from some local residents. 5 local students from Dongin High School and Busanjin High School have produced a documentary about South Korean sex slaves during the Japanese colonial era. To make the documentary, titled Our Grandmother, the students met and talked with comfort women and organizations such as the Korean Council for the Women Drafted for Military Sexual Slavery by Japan in Seoul. The film will be screened publicly at the Yangjong Youth Training Center in Busan Jingu on March 15th at 3 p.m. The Busan Port Authority will host the I Love Busan Port Community Contribution event beginning next month. The event will include a variety of marine experience programs for underprivileged groups, including the disabled and the elderly. The event will start on April 20th and will continue throughout May, June, and July. Moving on to the international news. A search is underway in the United States for 7 Marines and 4 soldiers after their Army helicopter came down while training in Florida. The crash happened near Pensacola during a night training exercise at Eglin Air Force Base. Eglin spokesman Andy Borland said the helicopter took off from a nearby airport in Destin. It was reported missing at about 8:30 p.m. local time, and debris from the aircraft was located later. Fog has made the search for the UH-60 helicopter, also known as a Black Hawk, difficult. And now for the weather. The weather tomorrow will be mostly clear. The morning low will be 0 in Busan and Changwon and -2 in Ulsan. The highs will be 11 in Busan and Changwon and 12 in Ulsan. Finest levels are normal. The current temperature in Busan is 6 degrees Celsius. That's all for this hour's news, and thank you for joining us. Now you're listening to Busan EFM.